A snow route parking ban is a temporary parking ban, normally no more than 72 hours, which occurs on designated snow routes around the city.
Right.
What we look at is how much capacity those snow route roads have to hold more snow. So if we've had a number of storms in a row, cold weather in between, and nothing has disappeared, it's just built up, we may get to a point where the roads aren't safe anymore, there's no room, and that's when we would call a parking ban.
ब्लू साइन आपके घर के आसपास कहीं है या बस आपके घर के आसपास से निकलती है तो उसका ध्यान ज़रूर रखें, क्योंकि वो एक पहला साइन है कि वो आपका घर उस स्नो राउट पे है जहाँ पे पार्किंग बैन लग सकता है। इन केस स्नो राउट जो बैन है वो अनाउंस हुआ है तो अपनी गाड़ी को रोड से हटा दें। नमस्कार, सलाम, यादी मदद, सत श्री अकाल, हेलो टू कैलगरी। आप सबका स्वागत है हमारे प्रोग्राम कैलगरी फोकस पे। आप देख रहे हैं पंजाबी नेशनल टेलीविजन। मैं आपका होस्ट, आपका दोस्त अमृत बराड़ आप सबका स्वागत करता हूं और आशा करता हूं आप सब खुश होंगे, मस्त होंगे, व्यस्त होंगे और स्वस्थ होंगे। यही हमारी तरफ से, हमारी पूरी टीम की तरफ से आपके लिए प्रार्थना, आपके परिवार के लिए, आपके दोस्तों के लिए। कैलगरी में सर्दियां आ चुकी हैं और वी सी लॉट ऑफ स्नो कमिंग इन एंड आउट ऑन डेली बेसिस। लेकिन इस स्नो में एक चीज़ जो हमारे लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है वो है रोड्स, क्योंकि रोड के ऊपर अगर स्नो होगी तो ना हम काम पे जा पाएंगे, ना ट्रांजिट चल पाएगी, या किसी भी काम पे या किसी भी और कहीं जाने के लिए रोड्स साफ होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। तो आज हमारे साथ सिटी ऑफ कैलगरी से सचिन जुड़ रहे हैं और वो है मैनेजर ऑफ मोबिलिटी मेंटेनेंस सिटी ऑफ कैलगरी, मिस्टर क्रिस ह्यूट। आइए मिलकर उनका स्वागत करें और जानें कि इस 2022 में सिटी हमारे लिए क्या लेकर आई है इस सर्दियों के मौसम में। सर, वेलकम टू द शो।
Thank you very much.
So, sir, I was talking to, or rather saying to our listeners and viewers that winters are here, and now the major requirement for us during winters to go anywhere, whether we're going to work or it's for any other thing, are the city roads. And I think you are the people who takes care of city roads when people are sleeping or till people are working or they are anywhere, but you guys are working 24/7 to maintain those roads.
We are, yeah.
So first of all, we are so thankful to you for giving us such a beautiful city where we can drive anywhere and safely, and even if it is a lot of snow, you guys clean it up amazingly. So thank you for that, sir.
Well, you're welcome. We enjoy doing it.
Sir, last few years, so that is the basic purpose for today's program, that in case there is a lot of snow, there are few things and few problems what the Calgarians face, and especially in the areas where the snow accumulate quite a lot. And if we talk about northeast, there are new areas coming up, and the roads are still with the developers, and it's not with city roads, so people face problems on daily basis over there. But another problem which we heard was snow route parking bans. So if you can let us know, and I understand as we were talking that it's been a while where we had implemented that, but again, we don't know how the next 2-3 months will be. So our job is to just keep some awareness with the people, and there are a lot of immigrants or a lot of students are coming in who are driving. So they should be aware that in case this happens, what they have to do. So let's start with this, like what is exactly snow route parking ban?
Okay. A snow route parking ban is a temporary parking ban, normally no more than 72 hours, which occurs on designated snow routes around the city.
Right. So designated snow routes are what exactly? If you can specify a little bit, or if I'm not wrong, they are the routes where the buses goes, the transit is there.
Yeah, so designated snow routes are some of our major roads, our collector roads, most of our bus routes. The way you can tell you're on a snow route is that you'll have blue signs with the white snowflake on them throughout the route.
So those blue signs will have the marking of a snow route, right?
That's right.
So now, sir, if the there is a minimum snow should fall, or how do you measure that it is a snow parking ban now?
Okay, good question. So we don't have a minimum threshold for snow for a parking ban.
Right.
What we look at is how much capacity those snow route roads have to hold more snow. So if we've had a number of storms in a row, cold weather in between, and nothing has disappeared, it's just built up, we may get to a point where the roads aren't safe anymore, there's no room, and that's when we would call a parking ban, and we would go in and clear the snow out of those roads curb to curb.
So this is now there are a lot of routes which goes through the residential areas also, because the buses go inside in certain areas. So the snow plowers will come inside the roads, those roads also in the areas.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll do all of those roads that are snow routes, marked with those blue signs with the snowflakes.
So basically, my understanding is, and correct me if I'm wrong, sir, it is because the transit system should run properly, or those roads, because those routes are not generally cleaned as per the policy for the city roads, because they might be inside, because as far as we know that only the major routes are cleaned during the snow, right?
Okay, yeah, so most of the routes that are snow bans, snow parking routes, are cleaned regularly.
Okay.
There are a few instances, like you said, where buses will go through a road which we don't typically clean down to bare pavement.
Right.
But most of them are on roads that we would always be cleaning.
परफेक्ट। तो आप ये जरूर ध्यान रखिए कि अपने घर के आसपास वो ब्लू साइन को देखिए। अगर वो ब्लू साइन आपके घर के आसपास कहीं है, या बस आपके घर के आसपास से निकलती है, तो उसका ध्यान जरूर रखें, क्योंकि वो एक पहला साइन है कि वो आपका घर उस स्नो रोड पे है जहाँ पे पार्किंग बैन लग सकता है। सर, व्हेन यू से दैट वी डोंट हैव any minimum requirement, it depends on the snow. So how we announce it, like how we tell it to the people that okay, now it is snow route ban, or do we give any kind of intimation, or there is some time gap before we start cleaning that route?
Yeah, great question. So when we are going to call a snow ban, we are almost always able to give at least 24 hours notice of the snow ban coming. And we let people know about these snow bans in a number of ways. Firstly, people who live on a snow route can actually sign up to receive direct notification by text or by email that there's a snow route parking ban coming into effect. People can do that by going, there's a website, roadsnotifications.calgary.ca, and I'll share all these websites with you after, that you can share them out.
Please, sir.
We also, our website will have up-to-date information. If ever there's a snow route parking ban in effect, our website will have a large banner explaining that to people. 311 will do the same, and if you call 311, you would be notified that there's a parking ban in effect. We also use social media, so Twitter or Facebook. You can follow us at YYC Transport on Twitter, as well as we will go to the radio stations and television stations for the news, and they will be broadcasting that there's a snow route parking ban coming into effect, or when there is one in effect.
So the main thing is that people will get 24 hours notice at least.
We have always been able to give 24 hours
notice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of that can be, people are going to work, or they are going somewhere else, so at least they will have some knowledge that something going to happen, so we have to be prepared for that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the reason for that is that we have a good idea. We know we're going to be calling a ban while we're on our major roads.
Absolutely.
And so we're on those major roads for about 24 hours, and that's, when we're finished there, we'll get into the ban.
That's amazing, and that's definitely, it's a great planning. Sir, who makes the decision for this? Like the city managers, or it's your team?
Yeah, so our team makes the decision. It's announced, and the authorization is by the director of roads.
Director of roads. Okay.
Sorry, the director of mobility now.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Changes. Yeah.
So city has made a lot of changes in their because they are regrouping and rearranging their their structure.
Yeah.
So now it is mobility, and a lot of divisions come under this mobility group. We will talk about this in a later program, but today we are more worried about and getting this information to you guys कि जो स्नो बैन है वो क्यों है, अगर वो होता है तो आपको किन किन चीज़ों का ध्यान रखना चाहिए. Now let's go to the second chapter, sir, where the snow ban is called, right?
Sure.
Now, what are the major things which the city wants the people to do in case the snow ban is called?
Well, what we ask is that people, move those cars off of the snowbound routes,
So,
right? So we try to give some notice so that people are able to make arrangements. People can park their cars, around a corner, on a non-snowbound route. People can park in alleyways, so long as they're wide enough and they can accommodate parking. On private property, driveway, garage. But we do try to give some notice and just get all those cars off the snow routes.
absolutely. And correct me if I'm wrong, sir. And I would encourage also help getting help from neighbors, right? If you have a driveway and you have a garage where and you have two cars, you can park your car inside the garage, and at least your neighbor can park on your driveway. That will help to create the clear the snow from the door from the road, right, sir?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, right? And that's a very Calgary thing, right? Just
We help each other.
helping each other out. And so, yeah, you might just be around the corner by a house or two, and there's a driveway that you could use.
तो ये आप जरूर ध्यान रखें, जैसे मिस्टर क्रिस कह रहे हैं कि सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ है कि आपकी जो गाड़ियां हैं वो रोड्स पे ना खड़ी हों, क्योंकि अगर रोड्स पे गाड़ियां खड़ी होंगी तो जो स्नो है वो लोग साफ नहीं कर पाएंगे. इसके लिए आपको 24 घंटे का 24 आवर्स का नोटिस मिलता है. सो प्लीज़ बी अवेयर एंड कीप वॉचिंग the TV or listening to radio. आप हमारे से संपर्क कर सकते हैं. Plus they are on Twitter, Insta, Facebook. So just keep on following the city notifications. ये बहुत important है. Same हम लोग बात करते हैं जब street cleaning होती है. So we keep on encouraging people that keep on following the city notifications. Get yourself enrolled in their program so that they can give you notifications through emails. तो ये आप जरूर ध्यान रखें. And nowadays, sir, the thing is we are so much on computers and on social media that I think we cannot miss all these kind of things, because I will not believe somebody who will say that I did not hear what city said, right? Because we are there 24/7.
Yeah, it is. We do try to get the message out as many ways as we can,
Right,
to
sir.
make sure that everyone hears it.
Another thing which people are afraid or they have a lot of misconceptions is that like in spring cleaning, when we're doing the street cleaning, a lot of cars are towed. They are short towed or removed from that place. Will this happen in snow route ban also?
So during a snow parking ban, there is a ticket that can be issued by the Calgary Parking. We do have the ability to short tow or tow cars. We don't do it very regularly, but it can happen.
It can happen, right?
It can happen.
So आप ये बिल्कुल ध्यान रखें कि इन केस स्नो राउट जो प्लान है वो अनाउंस हुआ है तो अपनी गाड़ी को रोड से हटा दें, क्योंकि गाड़ी को टो भी किया जा सकता है. वो एक अननेसेसरी स्टेप है और एक्सपेंस है मेरे हिसाब से. अगर आपके नेबर्स हैं जिनके पास गैराज है तो प्लीज़ ये आप उनसे ज़रूर बात करके रखें कि इन केस स्नो बैन अनाउंस होता है, so talk to your neighbors, just let them know in case this happens, can I park my car on your driveway, if they have two cars. So and as Mr. Chris said, it's all Calgary thing, we help each other. अगर हम एक दूसरे के साथ खड़े नहीं रहेंगे तो डेफिनेटली गिर ही जाएंगे. तो बेटर है एक दूसरे का साथ दें. एक ऐसे जब कोई प्रॉब्लम्स आती हैं, so we have to be there for each other. And I think Mr. Chris and his team, they try their best to give us the best roads where we can drive safely, because there are kids also driving, there are elders who also driving, people are rushing to work, people are coming back from work, so there can be so many things, students going to school. So please be very sure that you drive safe, and second, help the city to make us drive safe. What do you say, sir?
Couldn't agree more. No, that's perfect.
Yeah. Now, where we can find more information in case our car is towed? It is again like it's Calgary Parking Authority.
Sure, yeah, so that's right. If it happens that your car is towed, there's a few things that could have happened.
Right,
there might have been a short tow just sort of around a corner, further down the block.
Right, sir.
Or possible that it went to the impound lot.
Right, sir.
So the best bet there would be to call Calgary Parking, let them know the license plate, and they can tell you what's happened.
And I think they also will have the information about that on their website, right, sir?
Yeah, that's right.
And what I've heard that CPA will be part of the city soon, right, sir?
That's right. Calgary parking is now part of the city of Calgary.
So that's amazing, sir. That's great news. Now, any other? You've been here in this department for how many years, Mr. Chris?
I have been with formerly Roads, now Mobility, for about 10 years.
10 years. What are and you were raised and brought in Alberta, in Calgary?
No, I was born and raised in Montreal.
Okay.
I ended up in Calgary when I was about 14, 1995.
Amazing.
And I've been here since.
So, what are your tips to the kids who are, just starting to drive, or they are new into, winter conditions, and they are not so ready to, drive the cars on snow, or the roads how they are? As such, the major routes are cleaned and they are in tip-top conditions. That I can agree with you. But sometimes you're the inside, the roads, they are very slippery. So as looking at the road condition, like what are your suggestions? Just few tips so that people are, when they're driving, they remember that.
Yeah. So first, I would say that we have a lot of good tips at calgary.ca/snow. But some of the highlights, plan more time for your trip.
Amazing.
Leave a little bit earlier. Make sure you're leaving that extra distance between you and cars you're following, giving yourself a little more time to brake if you need to. Winterizing cars is a really impactful thing you can do. So winter tires, making sure you have emergency supplies in your car in case you do break down or have an accident, right? Have some gloves, have a toque, even if you're just expect to be in the car. Clean your car really well, right? Brush all the snow off, make sure you can see out your windshield, those types of things.
That's amazing, that's amazing. तो आप देख सकते हैं कि ये सब जो चीज़ें हैं ये बहुत important हैं, because यहाँ पे ये गाड़ी में होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. You never know when your car gonna break down, or you get a tire puncture, so it can be anything. Maybe the battery dies. So it is part of our life and the car we are driving. So please take care of these things. And we are really proud of our city division, who works 24/7 to make our city roads safe. So when we are going to work or going for any other thing and we are using city roads, they are in super condition. Mr. Chris, again, thank you for your time today, because again, you came from work and gave your precious time for sharing all this information. As we were discussing before, it is more of creating awareness again and again to the people, that please beware of these things, and always look for the correct information, right? So before we end today's program, what is your message towards Calgarians for winters?
No, I would say, enjoy the winters. They're here. They're not going anywhere. Be safe over the winter. Of course, that's the number one thing we want people to do. We want you to be safe on the roads, whether you are driving or whether you're walking or riding a bike. Just make sure you are preparing properly and staying safe out there.
Thank you so much, sir. And if you need more information, again, इनकी वेबसाइट जो है वो है calgary.ca/snow. आप उस पे इंफॉर्मेशन ले सकते हैं, या आप जा सकते हैं calgaryparking.com पे, वहाँ पे और इन्फॉर्मेशन मिल सकती है. इस प्रोग्राम के एंड में हम ज़रूर एक ब्लॉग डालेंगे जिसमें सारी जो वेबसाइट्स हैं आप वहाँ पर देख सकते हैं. एंड सर, आई वुड ऑल्सो want you to give us the website where, or the email where we can register our email so that we can get the notifications.
Yep, certainly. So one more time. So that is roadsnotifications.calgary.ca. That's the website.
Right.
And you can go there and register your email or cell phone.
Amazing. Yep. Thank you so much for your time, sir. आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद ये प्रोग्राम देखने के लिए. आप देख रहे हैं पंजाबी नेशनल टेलीविजन. जैसे मैं कहता हूँ कि हर टॉक शो का मतलब सिर्फ बहस नहीं, हंगामा नहीं, तमाशा नहीं. ये शो है आपकी आवाज़ का, आपके मुद्दे का, आपके जज्बात के साथ साथ आपके भरोसे का, क्योंकि आपका भरोसा हमारी जिम्मेदारी है. उम्मीद आपकी कोशिश हमारी ही है. सेफ रहिए, सुरक्षित रहिए. मिलते हैं अगले हफ्ते एक नए गेस्ट के साथ, नई इन्फॉर्मेशन के साथ. देखते रहिए पंजाबी नेशनल टेलीविजन प्रोग्राम कैलगरी फोकस. थैंक यू.